Hello beautiful people, my name is Leon and welcome to this video. In today's video I would like to share my perspective on what is going on this planet right now, because as you've maybe noticed, shit is getting real right now. I believe that we as a human collective consciousness, that humanity is basically going through a collective ego death. Not a death of the ego, to be more precise, we're going through an ego integration, because the ego doesn't have to die. It is completely normal and necessary for us. And so yeah, we just basically need to integrate it. So, what is the ego? The ego is basically our identity. It is our avatar. It is what we think we are. Because we think, the majority of humanity thinks that we are our body, our thoughts, what we do for a living, our name, whatever. So that is basically the ego, or avatar. Separation, because we need separation in this universe where the ultimate truth is oneness. We need separation, or the illusion of separation, in form of the ego to have this experience. So the ego is completely normal and it is nothing bad. It is just here in order to help us have this experience. And what is also normal and good and also bad to happen is that integration of the ego, is the ego death, is that humanity has to become aware of the fact that it is way more than the ego. Because like I said, the ego lives in separation. It is built to get us in survival mode. It is built to help us survive, to see the enemy outside of us, to always search for an enemy, to reinsure the separation, to reinsure that we are not all one, we are separate. So the baseline emotion of the ego is fear. And yeah, it always searches for an enemy. It thinks it is at the effect rather than the course of life, and it basically thinks that we are not worthy of having a good life, and that we always need to fight for everything, and that we always need to live in stress and so on. You get what I'm trying to say. So another really important fact about our life or our universe is the law of attraction, because we live in a law of attraction based universe, which basically means that everything that is going on inside of us is constantly reflected into our outside life. So your day-to-day life is just a reflection of your inside, of what you think, what you feel, and what you believe. So, what is going on inside of humanity is this unobserved ego, which is in constant survival mode, which baseline emotion is fear, separation, it always searches an enemy, and so on. And when that is inside of us, then what is reflected into our world, into our society? The exact same thing. If you look at society these days, it is rooted in separation, in fear. We always need an enemy. We need the good guy and we need the bad guy, the good politician and the bad politician. We always identify with one side. We always judge certain stuff. This is good, this is bad. We basically live in a big collective ego. And yeah, that collective ego, or is, like I said, a manifestation of our own ego. And so the exact manifestation in the world of this ego is a small group of people that are unobserved, that are basically controlling this world. I know it sounds a bit crazy, but it is what I believe is really going on. So these group of people are operating like our ego. They want to control us, they want to keep us in fear, they want us stressed out about everything, and they are basically controlling this world through politics, through television, the news, the educational system, and they want us to not realize what we truly are, because as you maybe noticed or know, we are way more than the ego. We are way more than the unobserved ego that thinks that this material world, what we see, is all that there is. We are way more than that. The truth of ourself and our being is unity, is love, is connectedness. So this small group of people, of very powerful people, not that powerful, but they have a lot of money, and so they have a lot of power in our society because they're controlling everything. They are functioning like our own ego, and they don't want us to become aware of the fact that we are way more. They basically want to control us. So yeah, what do we need to do about that? Or yeah, here's basically what I think we need to do about that fact in order to get humanity into the next step of evolution, in order to get us from the 3D way of living, from the ego way of living, into the 5D way of living, into the unity, love way of living. We need to first of all become aware of the ego, and we need to first of all become aware of the fact that the ego is nothing bad. It is, like I said, something that is important and necessary, and it is not doing all the stuff. Like this group of people that are controlling society are not doing something because they think it's bad or they want to do something bad to us. They are just doing what they think is right. Our ego wants to keep us in separation to help us survive because it is working like that. It is wired like that. And that is good. That is good and also bad. It is neutral. Everything is neutral because polarity is also a big part of this experience. Because you can't have the good, only the good side of life without having the bad side. So good and bad are the same in the end. So first step is we need to become aware of the ego. We need to observe the ego and know that we are way more than the ego. We are not what we are doing for a living. We are not our bodies. We are not our thoughts. We are the consciousness behind that, that is observing that. So we need to step from the unintegrated, unobserved ego into the observed ego. And we need to become aware of the fact that there is no such thing as separation and as bad guys or good guys. Everything is part of a big game, of the game of life that we play. So become aware of the fact that every enemy that you see in your life, every person that you dislike, everything, every person that triggers you is just an unintegrated aspect of yourself that your ego is projecting outwards onto this person. So become aware of the fact that every bad guy that you see is just an unintegrated aspect of yourself, and it is not really a bad person, a bad human, because there is no such thing as a bad human. We are all human, we are all equally good and equally bad. So if you see the policeman, know that he is heavily programmed and know that he is a part of you. You are all part of the same universe. And like I said, the goal is not to fight the enemy and to win over the enemy, because when only one person loses on this earth, we all lose, because there's no such thing as winning or losing. If it is all the same, we all need to win. That's basically what I'm trying to say. You can't win unless everyone else's win, because you are everyone at the same time. I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. So yeah, love is the answer, unity is the answer. Don't make enemies out of your fellow humans. Everything is doing the right thing from their perspective. So we need to become aware of that fact, and we need to first of all become aware of our own ego, and we need to integrate that, and we need to integrate our emotions, our traumas, and then we can change the world. We are changing the world by doing that. So, because like I said, the outside world is a reflection of our inside world. If you heal your traumas, if you heal your wounds, if you heal the separation inside of you, if you observe how your ego is working, you are basically healing the world. You're helping the world evolve. So yeah, that is what I think is going on. And that is what I think you and I and everyone should do right now. So thank you so much for listening. This was really important to me to get that message out. And so yeah, thank you for your time. Time is your most valuable resource. Spend it wisely. Thank you for spending it with me. And yeah, other than that, if you have any question, feel free to ask me. And yeah, other than that, have a beautiful day. Be present with your ego. Love your ego. Love everyone. As cliche as it sounds, but it's the truth. So yeah, peace out.